Hello, folks, and welcome back to Mindustry. Last time we went and captured one of the sectors out here. I think it was this guy here. But today we're at 107, and I want to explain why we're at 107. It has decent production, all that stuff. But what I've been doing here is I've been gathering up some of the resources that we need because what I want to do is I want to launch over to 111, which is a low threat. I want to load it up and get I'll explain here. So you can see that we can't really launch with a whole bunch of stuff here, but I want to launch with the max. I want to build up to the max core, and then I want to design a core around that. So that's going to be the goal here today, is to just try to make a core that does all of the things that I want to do. And you can tell right out of the gate, there's not a lot of space here. So we are going to have to be a little constrained here. We're going to eventually get stuff coming towards us here. But what I want to do before I do anything else is I want to get a spot where we can have some basic defenses set up. And for this, I guess we're going to use some salvos just to start our day with. And in all honesty, I think that's probably going to be enough to keep us safe here. I'm going to put this stuff behind a wall just to try to keep us a little safer, possibly. But then what I want to do here is we're going to go over to our depots. And each depot that we have, we're going to launch stuff from it. So this one, you're going to go to 111. And we already survived many, many waves just with what we've done so far. I love when that happens. All right, but we need to get all of this stuff going here. Where are our launch pads on this one? They're way over there, okay. That's going to go over to that as well. Watch one or two of them launch out. There they go. All right. Next one is 7, which will go in there. Again, I really wish there's a button for just to change all of these launch pads to, I know that's probably not something that everybody does because obviously I'm launching stuff into the depots, so I want those to stay kind of there, but maybe I could designate them as a depot or something with like one of these icons, maybe designated as something that we can mass control that. Again, there are logic circuits on here. I just have no idea how to use them. That's something in the game that I need to work on, but so far I haven't found a lot of reason to have to do it, so I'm gonna withhold doing that for just a little bit. There we go. I just want to get that part of the wall built. Why is there stuff up there? What's the map on this one look like? It's mostly water, which is interesting. But what I'm eventually going to do, I want to win this sector. It's only 20 waves, so it's not going to be a big deal to win. And then once we have it won, I really want to go out and kind of find the best setup. Now, I don't like that we're a little constrained over here. I think we'd still be able to get, yeah, we can still get most of the units that we would want there. We just can't put them right there, but that's okay. We can figure that part out. So I need to take a look at the core designs here and just see what we're waiting on. We're just waiting on some lead, and then we're actually going to be able to upgrade right out of the gate, which shouldn't take us too long here. So we'll just hang out for that. Let's go exploring and seeing what this sector has for us here. Ooh, there's some old stuff there. Cool. Where are they? There they are. Okay. So they're probably going to be water-based, I would guess. They might be air-based. I don't know. I'm going to guess they're going to be water-based, though. And what I could do here, just put in this big old line of things. Not that way. There we go. And where is that? What's that block thing? Yeah, distributor. It's one I haven't played with a lot, and I need to pay attention to it more. Oh, actually, well, it's going to work as is, but I could put a router on there too if I want it. There we go. We got that. So we can now, I believe, do something like that. That's what we see a lot of times with their defenses, right? Is like something along those lines. So I'm just going to put in a little wall here. Just because I don't know if they're water-based. If they're water-based, they're more annoying than they should be to deal with. But that's fine. We'll get it taken care of. And I probably should put a container or a vault or something over there. Just so they have a buildup of stuff. And then we can unload it out of there. I also forget that the less intense sectors give you a whole lot more time to do things, which is very nice. I wish the hard sectors gave you more time between things. Although, again, a lot of that time is taken up when we're going through and paying attention. We don't have this much time to just chill on an eradication base or something like that. We just have to kind of move through it. So we're going to keep going here. I'm going to see, we have the lead now, so we can upgrade to our next core design. So we're going to do that. We got that whole area built. Then we're going to go all the way out here. Okay, so that's there. I'm going to take down these walls in a sec, but I need to figure out next steps. I'm also going to just jump out real fast and just see if we're going to survive. So we're going to survive 11 of 19. So we did update or up our survival rate there, but we're going to have to do more, obviously. But let's go ahead and put one there. We are going to build a foreshadow once we get enough stuff for it. But for this, we can put a Spectre on there. And if I play my cards right, I think I'll be able to do something along these lines where I can get 2 RTT generators. One. Trying to decide what the best way to do this is. I'll probably get rid of these guys in a second once these guys get built, and then I can put in my other RTT generator. I can put just a small node there, and I can also put a small battery. And we will see what that looks like here in a moment. And we were out of most of our materials there for a second because I forgot it costs money to upgrade everything. So yeah, there was that problem that we had. All right, so let's just, the bad guys are done. I just want to see where they might have crashed out at or where they hit. It looks like they're probably going to be water-based. Yeah, okay. Nice thing is they'll be getting knocked out pretty quick from that. And we can throw another similar feature up here. There we go. So I'm just going to deconstruct all this stuff. And we're just going to make a very similar kind of battery. I'm just trying to pay attention to the little icon next to the drill screen because it shows you what it's going to build. Like these guys are all going to be scrap, but that one would be copper. So it's fun. What do I want to do? I want to build. Let's go with a vault, I guess. Put it right there. These guys are going to feed in. That's going to feed in. These guys are going to feed in from behind. Everybody can feed in. Yay. All right. And then we'll get the distributor out there. These are already natural walls, so maybe we'll use it to our advantage a little bit. Just going to have that coming back like that. This one is going to have to be regular because that's going to be a unloader. And really what I'm also trying to explore with is just figuring out different layouts of things that work. If you've watched my videos for a little bit of time, you see I get very kind of similar on how I approach a lot of the problems, and I'm trying to just evolve my game a little bit so that it's not always the same solution or same set of solutions. Now, while that set of solutions has in general worked out all right, I think I could do a better job of being less boxed into what I think the right solution is and do a better job of just kind of hopefully figuring out what is actually the best solution as opposed to the one that I think is best. So we're gonna keep this going, and the other reason I'm building this out here is, I'm just gonna skip this, but the reason why I'm building this out here is because then I can work on the back while the waves are coming and I don't have to worry about anything, because I don't want to destroy my walls and defensive forces if I don't have to quite away. All right, so we keep going here. They're all doing good. We got plenty of stuff in there. That one's fine. I'm not gonna do any more, I don't think. I could theoretically build another power solution up here, but I don't think that's really necessary. They're not really penetrating too far into our stuff. I could also, with the power solution, put on better drills to do more work, but I'm not worried about that right now. You can see there's not a big distance to go between us and them, so that's something we just need to keep an eye on. But let's take a look here. We know right out of the gate that we're going to need an air factory, and we're going to need an additive reconstructor. Those two are going to be key because we need them to be able to get units built quickly. And I'm putting an air factory on there because then we can make it so it produces monos, which can help us out and do stuff. And I don't believe they use like crazy power. So if I go to an air factory It uses only 72 power. Does Ground Factory use more? It doesn't. That's nice. Most games would have like some random one where they do more stuff. That uses 180. So between those guys, if they're both running here, so we'll put those both on monos, but if they're both running, we're going to use up more than that 270, I believe. All right. So we have that. The next question I have, or that I want to figure out, is what units do I really want here? So this one I actually don't want it to be a Spectre. I want that to be a Foreshadow. And somebody mentioned putting on an Overdrive in there because you up your defensive stuff. So I might play with that idea too. That was a comment from a little while ago, and I said I'd put it into place, and I'm going to. I just haven't done it yet. But I'm going to try that here in the near future, and by near future I mean now, to see what I can do with that. So if I get an Overdrive projector, that covers the entire core, including power, which is quite lovely. And then we can, although I might be able to try to put that over there. Does that make more sense? Because my thinking is then I can put another unloader and we'll be all right. So I might try that. But I don't think I'm going to be able to go much bigger than this. If we take a look at the general layouts when we have vaults around everything, my goodness, can't click. Vaults go out about 3 blocks, and I don't know if that guy's going to allow us to be there or not, but I'm going to put these guys over here, like so, and well, maybe I'll get rid of some of these here. Maybe I'll just keep a couple there to see if we can put some more defensive forces out there. All right, well, it's good that I put that little spacer in there because we needed it for power. There we go. So that's running. We're now, let's take a look at our power. Only minus, it's only a little bit when we're not actively using stuff. So I'm good with that. So we're going to stick another unloader over here or over here. Let's take a look, because I think I want 2 Spectres. One there and one there. I think that will work. Then we'll put an unloader there. And if that doesn't work, I can shift them over more so that this corner helps rotate them a little bit more. But we'll figure that out once we get to it. And I think we're going to put in one more power unit. And then we should be in really good shape with everything. And put a mender in there. Sure. I don't really know what I'm doing at this point, but I know that we have a lot of defense set up there already. What I want to do, well, in a perfect world, what I'd also do is build on another line. But what I like about this layout is that I have more vaults here, so I can actually make this line come over here once we get rolling. I have my units to help me, so it shouldn't be as big of a big deal. And then these vaults, I can actually just throw unloaders for all of the units that we would need for the next guys up. So like I would, I'll build it and unconstruct it here, but if we do something like that, and then we had that, and then this guy would go in there. I can't do it because of the ground right now, but you can do that, and you can see it still reaches a regular unloader, and then I can go to the even big Mondo one, but all of the units that it requires, these guys here, I can just have them go through these vaults and unload into that. So I think that's going to be my approach. I don't know if that's a great idea or not, but I'm going to play with it and see what happens because I kind of like the idea of it. All right, so I'm going to try to see if I can save this core now. So save schematic. I'm just going to call it core test. Okay. So I have that. Now, if I go in here and launch into a new sector, it's there. Yes. Thank you to the people who suggested to go back and make a smaller core that doesn't have so much in the way of offense and defense and stuff, or it has plenty of defense, but doesn't have like overloaded stuff. I thank you. Oh my gosh, that's such a relief that we can actually kind of approach things in a more reasonable way now, that we can kind of start off with some other designs or other thoughts on things. And I'm so excited that we don't have to waste time on some of these harder places going through and doing the harder things. All right, so that's going to start to be a problem for us that they are getting through there. So we're going to throw some batteries and all that stuff. We'll throw a few batteries there, like so. And for just this beginning one, I'm just going to put a combustion generator right there. And all we're trying to do at this point is just save up some stuff so we can distribute this stuff out more. But what we can do in the meantime is we can copy this whole thing, and we're just going to stick it right there. We have another unloader set, so we can just send that out here, and there and down. And the only thing we need to do is that. We're not even taking much damage on all this. It's just little bits of stuff. All right, so we're going to do the same thing with this one. It's going to be another battery. I don't know, where's their edge at? Oh, it's way down there. We got plenty of space to throw another battery in here. So we'll throw him in really close. There we go. All right, and speaking of comments of things that I found helpful since I've been playing, they said don't worry about force projectors, just use overdrive domes, which I don't think I actually put an overdrive dome in that design, so I need to go back and fix that crap. But use those to kind of just up your defense to the point where you don't need to worry about overdrive, or excuse me, about force projectors, because they'll be decimated before you get into it. And I love that suggestion. So thank you for that. I'm going to play with that idea. I have to go back and fix my current core because it didn't satisfy the things we needed it to, but that's a different problem. Let's see what we're going to do here. We're going to get some batteries here. Again, I'm not really worried about any of their stuff right now coming to get us. I'm just trying to build out some type of energy usage here. And this is a complete and utter waste of time, so I apologize. It's just what I'm enjoying right now because it's fun to just try to solve or do different things here and just see what you can compel yourself to kind of get taken care of in this game. All right, so we got all of that. Throw those on there. There we are. And these we're just going to send out just a little ways. And then put a big old surge tower so we can span that entire distance without too much worry. Now I am going to throw some defenses in front of these things just because I don't know how far their bolt's going to reach and I'd rather not have them destroyed. But what we can also do here now is we can put some MEM projectors up in these areas. There we go. And that will at least allow us to fix things up. We're going to do the same thing up here. Smack that one into existence and smack that one into existence. All right. Oh, I guess we need to give that one some power, huh? All right, let's see with those just increased defenses what happens. Okay, and what we're also going to do here while we still have some time is just throw some segments in just to stop them from sending too many projectiles our way. Nope, nope, nope. And I'm just being ridiculous at this point. There's no reason to do what I'm doing right now. I'm just having fun. We're only halfway through this one, and it feels like we've been playing forever. I mean, we really haven't been, but it feels like we have. So we're going to go in here and get this one done. You can see it's taking care of most of the projectiles that are coming at us. There we go. All of that's working just lovely. Now that we have power down here, we can actually put real stuff in place. So I'm going to take a moment to do that. So we'll put 1 and 2. And we'll just throw that there. These guys come up and in. And there we go. The purpose of this is to also, I'm going to use the overflow here to make some graphite for us. So we can get a multi-press in here very easily. Just going to throw that there. We'll throw some water pumps on it. And then that's going to go off to a vault. And then we can just throw, I don't know, some ripples back here. Or, yeah, let's just throw them back here. So we can throw a whole bunch of those in place. And just for kicks and giggles, we can go through and get a whole bunch more established. All right, we have all that. I just need to get a nice loader. There we go. And once we get those loaded up, oh, we can just do it now. It doesn't really matter. I'm not worried about this one. I do love the amount of firepower that's coming out of all of that. It's just ridiculous. And they're getting smacked down pretty darn quick as well here, which makes me happy. All right, but we're going to get rid of that. We are going to... Well, let me fix this one first. We're going to throw one of these bad boys on there. Get some water on there as well. And we're going to do something very similar. I don't see any reason not to. Just to get more defense general stuff set up here. The only thing that I'm not thrilled with is we don't have water super close, but that's fine. I mean, it's close, but it's also in the line of fire. So there's that, but we can deal with that. Not a big deal. All right, so we'll get that. You're just going to dump right into there. We need some pumps. And they're just going to go right into there. Fantastic. Then we'll just build on our ripples. And we'll throw our bolt on there. Get an unloader. Wow. On that. And then we'll just throw boom, 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 boom. Again, just adds another layer of stuff. Because I believe these ripples, there's this little dead man's area there that they are. You should not see some stuff coming in here for right about here. There's a little stoppage, and then it starts again. And I got shot down. All right, while I'm back up here, I need to just double check and make sure. I need that overdrive thing. Okay, where's the best place to put that? Oh no, I have it. My goodness. I was looking at I thought that was a mender. No, I have it. Okay, never mind. I did what I was supposed to do. Let's continue. And we'll see exactly what we have here. There we go. And I kind of want to put some farther up here. So we're just going to do that. I'll do that. And that. All right. I just love that they're just knocking down almost everything, and then what they do hit gets instantly repaired. It's so much fun to watch. I suppose I should put some segments on the other side of the river, huh? I don't have any in there. So we get a nice little line of those in there. Might not even make a whole nother battery over here just because I can. And maybe another one over there just because I can. There we go. There's an awful lot of stuff coming in there. We're going to get rid of all of that as well, because those are terrible. We can easily afford now some better usage stuff. Wow, I think that's one of the highest I've seen for all this stuff. All right. We need to get water on that. And then it needs to be able to just dump everything it has in there. And we're going to do another one there just to make sure. There we go. Now we have power to everything. Overall power, we're doing just fine. So let's move forward and see what we have here. Oh my goodness, it's so much fun to watch. There's just so much happening. You can see they're not really getting too far with their stuff. We are going to provide this area with a little bit more support. Maybe a lot more support just for fun. But I mean, look at the firefight that's going on there. That's beautiful. I love it. This area is just on fire. It's so cool looking. I should throw some waves on there, tsunamis, just for fun. Like, why not? So let's just do something stupid like that. Throw some pumps in there just for funsies. Get some defenses up in front of it because it's not fair otherwise. All right, I just want to see what they react with when they get hit with water. Nothing much happens, really. They're getting a little farther, but that's okay. They're going to get smacked around when they get farther back here. Ooh, what's going on? Is that where I crashed? Or do they have air units? That had to have been where I crashed, right? Oh, no, it's not. All right, so before we do that, my goodness, I'm so bad at this game sometimes. And by sometimes, I mean constantly bad at this game. All right, let's just get this some pump action. All right. All right, so you guys, I'm gonna have you on repair mode so you can fix all that up. And then real quick, we're just gonna go in and try to get some air units there. So instead of air units, what we're going to use is just parallaxes. And we're just going to try to draw them over here where we'll be able to knock them out. I'm also going to fix this area up so we don't have to use all of that. All right, so let's go in here, get that. Get that. Get rid of all that. All right. And then I'm going to just get this little distribution hub like that. going to go down here. Yeah, that works. Just to provide us a little bit more air cover. We have water cover there now too. I'm going to wait till those guys turn. Oh, they got all their stuff. They're good. And this is our last round anyway. I just want to make sure. I mean, we'll win, but I just didn't want to lose it all. So we got 3 left. There should be bombers coming in, and I'm thinking they're going to get wiped out pretty darn quick, but we'll see. All right, well, that was fun. We didn't really get a lot accomplished. We captured an easy sector and absolutely dominated. But this is what I'm excited about. I have a place to build stuff. I have defenses and power already set up, and I have a place to expand out to run a solid line of more stuff. And also, this is all on overdrive, so we're producing a ton of power. We're producing 1,000 power with 2 of the RTD generators. So it's wild to think about, but I'm really excited about this. And I'll catch you later. And we're gonna go into I think what we're gonna do. Just let me know what this. I want to get these back again. They're both extremes. I want to get back there. I want to test this out in a real world environment to prepare for whatever, the Desolate Rift has for us. All right, but that's where we're going to leave it today, folks. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.